how to make money during a crypto crash. Now, I know at this point, you probably refresh your phone 50,000 times, keep checking your portfolio, and unfortunately, that doesn't help the price of your assets go up. Or does it? I'm just messing with you. So in this video, I went and I did some research on some strategies that we could employ to go ahead and try and take advantage of any bear market that's presented to us. My name is Ryan Turner, and this is the No Autopilot YouTube channel. If this is your first time watching a video or participating in our community, the whole purpose of the No Autopilot movement is to help you protect and grow your net worth. Now, many of the strategies I'm going to be talking about today can actually be attributed to The Intelligent Investor, which is a book that was written by Benjamin Graham. Now, if you don't know, Benjamin Graham was the teacher and mentor of Warren Buffett, and he had a huge impact on how Warren approached valuing stocks, buying stocks, selling stocks, how long to hold them, all those different things. Now, I'm a big proponent of investing in your own personal development. I think if you can turn around and invest a couple $100s in crypto, you should be able to turn around and invest $10 in a book to help you grow your knowledge base. So I have provided a link in the description, both to Amazon if you want to order a hard copy, as well as to Audible if you prefer to have audiobooks, which I typically do because I'm listening while I'm on the run. Also, I'm almost certain you can get the book for free at your local library, so make sure to check that out as well. So jumping in here, so some of the greatest wealth accumulation has occurred during a bear market, because typically when market mispricings occur and sectors get dragged down in price along with everybody else, and probably not so fairly. So it's our opportunity to find those and capitalize on them. Now, if we look back to 1929, Great Depression, Black Monday of 1987, 2001 dot-com bubble, 2008 financial crisis, or the 2020 pandemic, everything has pretty much turned out okay. And even if we go back and we look at Bitcoin's history of crashes and rallies, again, it's kind of a recurring pattern here. So fun fact, if you invested in the S&P in March at the crash of the market during the whole COVID pandemic, you'd be up around 80% as of the article that was written on March 12th. Now, this is coming right out of the Intelligent Investor playbook. So, and this is something that Warren Buffett has used and mentioned in many, many articles. So widespread fear is your friend as an investor because it serves up bargain prices on things that you already like. Opportunities like this come infrequently. When it rains gold, put out a bucket. Don't just put out a thimble. And he also said that when everyone else thinks the world is about to end, if you have some cash and you don't need it immediately to pay off bills or anything, use it to invest in the market. So Warren Buffett has this saying, I will tell you how to become rich. Close the doors. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Okay, so now we know we need to buy during a bear market. How do we actually do it? Let's start with step one. Step one during a dip or a bear market is we need to invest our money wisely. Now, I know this is kind of like a duh, Ryan. We know we need to invest our money wisely, but you'd be surprised how many people happen to see like a token mentioned on Twitter that's getting a whole bunch of publicity, and they go ahead and YOLO in only to lose a great deal of their cash. Okay, so we need to break that cycle. If you're going to invest in a token, you need to understand what you are buying. You need to know how it works. We need to know the team that's behind it. We need to have an expectation that we're going to receive a high rate of return for employing our capital, right? This isn't a charity. We're putting our money into these companies, yes, tokens, but essence companies, with the expectation that we're going to grow that cash. What we're looking for here are good businesses at reasonable prices that we can buy into, and just keep doing that over and over and over. Okay, so a few ways you can research a token. I have CoinMarketCap pulled up here. I go ahead and I open up Ethereum from that drop down list. There's all these different sites that it leads you to that you can research. You could go to their main website, you could read their white paper. You know, I think it's important to know the team who's behind the token, what their track record is. Have they been successful? Maybe has someone prominent from that team left to go work on another project? You know, all those things are top of mind for me when I'm looking at investing in a token. Okay, and this is the stuff that's going to separate you from like 90% of all the other investors out there who don't take the time to read this stuff and just throw their money in and then cry when they lose, 70% of its value because it just crashed. So what I want you to do, anytime you're about to buy something or invest your money in something, I want you to get out a piece of paper and I want you to write down why you're buying what you're buying. Okay, I am buying Ethereum because I feel it is the future of finance and blockchain. Okay, I also want you to write down what your goal is. My goal is to hold Ethereum tokens for 10 years while taking 5% profits off the table annually for cash on hand for future investments. Okay, now that we have those guardrails set up, we know why we're buying it and we know what our goal is. Okay, so the last piece of this here is trying to find a margin of safety. So a margin of safety is in essence just buying a company that you already have done the research on, that you already love, but you're buying it at a discount. All right, so Ethereum is a great example. So typically you want to aim for, let's say, 50% margin of safety. So the Ethereum token just a week ago was trading for $4,315. We had some fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the marketplace, and it ultimately had it drop down to around 1972, which is above 50%. So I feel, not financial advice, this is my approach, I feel if I can buy in here at 1972, historically it has been up to that 4,300 mark. But even if it only gained 10-20%, I'm looking pretty good. I feel like I'm at the floor when I buy in there. So when you look at a token, again, you believe in, you've done the research in, and they have one of these moments where it tumbles because the entire market tumbles, it's a great opportunity for you to pluck them out of the ashes and polish them off and get yourself a nice discount on a token that you already love. Okay, so step number 2 is don't be so easily swayed by the noise that you see in the news. Okay, look, if you've done step 1, you've done your research, you've landed on something that you believe in, has anything fundamentally changed about that investment? Mine was Ethereum for 10 years. I'm holding it for 10 years. Has anything fundamentally changed about Ethereum in the last 24-hour news cycle that's going to change that outlook of that investment? And the answer to that is probably no. If you look at all these different articles that came out saying cryptocurrency is over, this kind of toting how crypto had this massive crash, all these folks get paid to get your eyeballs on their articles. Okay, they get paid by advertisers, so they're incentivized to make it as sensational as humanly possible. Okay, so then people see it and they freak out, they share it with other people and it validates it, and then they freak out. It's like this whole circle of like life that just kind of demolishes cryptocurrency and stocks and the market in general. So the best course of action is to just disconnect yourself from it. Okay, just disconnect from that 24-hour news cycle, stick to your goal, stick to your plan, and not be so easily swayed. Now on the flip side of this, I'm a huge Redditor. I love Reddit, and I'm going to talk about the Doge community here. I'm not pointing out Doge. I think all communities do this, but the other side of that coin is things like this, where you have posts or memes or people chastising individuals for selling their cryptocurrency tokens. And look, my allegiance is to my pocketbook, is to supporting my family and supporting my community. If I hit a threshold where, again, I have that goal set out and I'm going to hit that and I'm going to go ahead and pull those profits, nobody's going to make me feel bad about that. And you guys shouldn't either. Okay, this is just like a trap. You can't hold yourself accountable to these other folks. They'd sell on a heartbeat to take $100 out of your pocket. So don't even worry about that. Now the last thing is, and I'm gonna put myself out of business doing this here, but YouTube is my profession. I cover cryptocurrency, stock market, financial planning. And the vast majority of quote unquote influencers like me are just regular people trying to figure it all out just like you are. Okay, the only difference is that I can make some content that can go out and reach 50,000 eyeballs like this one did here, and it can influence how they invest. Okay, So it's really important before you make any type of investment that you get multiple sources of information from sources that you can actually trust. Okay, that's so critical. So wrapping up step number 2, if you have a goal, you know what it is, don't stay in touch on the 24-hour news cycle. Most everybody is just trying to get your eyeballs on their content to make money. Get multiple sources of information before you make a decision, and ultimately hold steadfast as long as nothing has fundamentally changed about the investment that you put your money into. Now, step 3 is to have capital or cash on standby. So when market conditions present themselves as favorable to you, you can go ahead and jump in and take advantage. Okay, if we look at Bitcoin's history, it's had some pretty gnarly drops, right? 1100 down to 152, 755 down to 378, but it's always rebounded. And those are some great value buys on things that, again, you already believe in. So if you pull up that Ethereum chart again, we're looking for that margin of safety, right? So it's about a 50% drop. Now, in a real life example, I followed this in purchasing the Matic or Polygon token. So prior to all the FUD this past week, it was doing really good. The entire market crashed, and I think Polygon unfortunately took a brunt of that unfairly. So I went ahead and I bought in after it hit that 50% threshold drop, and lo and behold, it's up about 80% as of the post of this video. Now, that could partly be luck, and it could partly change here at any moment, but the fundamental of following that approach, I think, is very valid and worth you utilizing as part of your technique or strategy when you approach the marketplace. So to recap, anytime that we're experiencing a bear market, it's the most opportune time for you and I to take advantage and really grow our bags, grow our net worth. So the 3 things that you need to look out for while you're going through any of these dips or these bear markets is, number 1, thoroughly research the company that you're looking to invest in. Make sure it's a good management team with a good product that you personally believe in and think is priced at a valuable or a fair price. Secondarily, you need to learn to tune out the 24-hour news cycle. You know, you could trade your crypto and your stocks in like just a couple swipes of your finger, and you're losing opportunities by being so easily swayed by the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that's coming out over the news waves. And then finally, take a page out of Warren Buffett's book and make sure you have capital, you have cash on hand so you can strike like a tiger during any of these dips. So when everyone else is running for the hills because they're terrified, you've researched a company, you believe in them, you believe in their long-term outlook, nothing has changed about that in the last 24 hours. You're tuning out the noise so you're not getting freaked out by any little thing that comes over the news wire. And then finally, you have the money to buy when things are unfairly priced, well below where they should be. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where you get the massive gains in the marketplace. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm so appreciative for you watching the video. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.